All right, this is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show. Pleased to have the man, the myth, the legend, Udo Dirkschneider on the show.
Thank you very much.
How's the tour been so far?
Let's say it's okay. Just came back after 6 years, but we did then the Dirkschneider tour, only accept songs, but this time we are U.D.O. And so far, everything went very well.
What was your youth like growing up in West Germany?
In West Germany, but if we don't have West Germany, now we have Germany. East Germany is also gone. I mean, now it's just one state, and I grew up in Wuppertal. That was also the city where I was born. Then I met all the start very early also making music. I was 14 years old. Long time.
What was the name of your family's tool factory, and did you enjoy working there?
Oh yeah, that was we make some tools. I did that for a long time. Of course, my father was not amused that I joined the music business, but he was thought that I take over the company. But my brother is doing that, so I think for myself, yeah, I did the right thing.
Were you guys considered upper middle class as far as owning your own business in Germany at the time?
Yes, it's a middle class business, you know, and yeah, so everything fine.
What was your childhood like? Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, I was always more into music.
As a kid, why did you prefer the Rolling Stones to the Beatles?
They're much harder, more dirty.
Favorite Rolling Stones album?
Favorite Rolling Stones album? That was Sticky Fingers for me still.
I know, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So your parents did not approve of you pursuing a career in music, is that true?
Yeah, I mean, of course, they was not really happy in the beginning, you know, that when with Except Famous, you know, they was also proud and said, yeah, okay, of course, he did the right thing, you know. I was believing in that, and then I made it.
How did you discover your voice and feel confident singing?
Yeah, I mean, what can I say about my voice? I mean, I think I have a unique voice. When I started, you know, with the band and stuff like that, I was never tried to be like Bon Scott or like Ian Gillan or stuff like that. Very early, I was working on my own style. I think also luck that you have a unique voice. And still, in a way, I do nothing about this. I never warm up before the show. I just go on stage and that's it.
What was the German heavy metal scene like during the early days of Band X and Accept?
But Accept, there was like the Scorpions, of course, and Accept, and then later on it came Halloween, Running Wild, and Doro. But in the beginning, it was just the Scorpions and Accept. Don't want to say heavy metal, but more hard rock stuff.
How did you meet future Accept guitarist and mega record producer Michael Wagner and then start Band X?
With Michael and me, we know each other. We were 6 years old. We was going to the school together, and then we started making music together, and then we found a guitar player. But then Michael became the producer, and then I had to look for different members. So, and then I was trying to get the right band together, and then I think it was 75, 76, of course, then had the band Accept together, but everybody knows, like Wolf Hoffmann, Jörg Fischer, Stefan Kaufmann, Peter Baltes, and myself.
The original concept for Accept?
I would like to be the loudest and the hardest band out of Germany, and we made it.
How did the deal with Brain Records come about, who also signed the Scorpions in 1972 to release the Lonesome Crow album?
There was a competition going on in Germany. There was a producer team, and then they said, okay, we want to work with you and make some demo stuff, and then they was making up the deal with the Metronome and Brain Records.
Why do you think Accept's 1981 album Breaker was the beginning of Accept's golden era?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that was the album where Accept found their own style, and of course that was also for us in Europe very important to go together on tour with Judas Priest, and that was definitely the breakthrough in Europe. I mean, I know that a lot of bands are like Halloween, and a lot of bands are inspired of the Breaker album, you know, they said, wow, what is this?
Highlights of the album periods, we're going to start off with 1981's Restless and Wild.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there was also the first speed metal song, Fastest and Sharp. We didn't know that, but everybody was like, what is this, you know? And I mean, Princes of the Dawn, and there's so many good songs on Restless and Wild. And then the next album, Ball to the Wall. Yeah, that's definitely the highlight. So that mean, so in Europe, we was already quite big. And then overnight, we had 120 radio stations playing the Ball to the Wall song. And then we came over to America for the first time in '84, start with Kiss, and then nearly with everybody, Mötley Crüe, Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Man, nearly with everybody, and got quite famous also in America. And we always had a really good time. Also, Kiss was helping us a lot so that we understand the American entertainment, you know. So that was different for us than what we did in Europe. And we learned a lot, you know, about the American way of business. They was all really helpful. Ozzy was really helpful. Mötley Crüe really helpful. I mean, I'm really good friend with Mick Mars, you know. I mean, I met him in '79 already in America. He was not in Mötley Crüe.
What was Mick Mars doing at the time?
He was playing in a cover band. And he always said to me, one day I will be famous. And he did it.
Metal Heart, 1983.
Metal Heart, yeah. I mean, we was composing this album in Vermont. Then we go back to Germany, record the album, and then there come up a huge European tour, you know. We didn't expect that, and we had to book bigger halls and stuff like that. So, and that was also a really success in Europe. And also, then we came back to America. Metal Heart is a really, really good album.
Russian Roulette.
Russian Roulette, yeah, that is like something, I don't want to say something strange, but it was already a strange feeling in the band already, you know. But it was a really successful album in Europe, and so then we did a huge European tour. I mean, it was 90% in the biggest hall in all over Europe, and it was sold out, you know. So, and then
you left Accept. Why did you leave?
That's wrong. I never left Accept.
Oh, really?
No. They said, okay, they want to be more commercial, want to be more in, I don't know what kind of music. I said, I don't want to do this, you know, and then I started U.D.O., and they was working on an album called Eat the Heat, and split up after 6 weeks when they was on tour. So, I mean, I think they did the wrong decision, but it is history. And then I started everything on my own. So, I mean, I was quite successful with Animal House. It was written by Accept. It was normally the following album of Russian Roulette. Yeah, I mean, we started touring in Europe. It was directly quite successful. And then I came over to America with U.D.O. I was touring then together with Guns N' Roses and Lita Ford. Was also successful. So, and then I was started working on the second album, Mean Machine. And then I was on a huge European tour with Ozzy Osbourne. So for me, everything was like going, you know, successful. And then I did the Face This World album. That was in the beginning where the people said, oh, no, they're using keyboards and learn harmony vocals and stuff like that. But so far, it's one of the best albums of U.D.O. from this period. And then we did the Time Bomb album, a headline show, huge headline shows already in Europe with this. And the reunion with Accept came.
Yes. And that's the next question. The best part of your 1993-1996 Accept reunion?
The best part was the beginning, you know. I mean, of course, we was talking a lot of stuff, and then I said, okay, come on, guys. If I come back, we want to keep the roots of Accept music-wise also. But then the Objection Overruled album was really successful. We had a really successful tour going on. Then the second album, Wolf came up and said, yeah, I don't want to have a second guitar player anymore. And there was a lot of stuff already, in my opinion, it was going already wrong. You know, and I said, hey, come on, the sound of Accept is 2 guitar players and not only one. And then there was all the time when also this grunge music, Nirvana, and I don't know, they have to be more modern. I said, come on, guys, this is wrong, you know. So Death Row was quite successful in Europe, also touring-wise. But then Predator was already the same shit what we had in the end with Russian Roulette. The whole thing was like going wrong, you know. So then we did the last tour also we did also America. And then after that, they decided we want to split up. And I said, okay, then I start with U.D.O. again. And here we go. I'm still doing this.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 19 albums out with U.D.O. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we always like... the band members, but I have always we are working constantly on stuff, you know. So, and I mean, for me it's a little bit boring to sit home and do nothing. Yeah, so for me it's still fun also to create new songs together with the band. At the moment we already have, after the Touchdown album, we have already good ideas. But I think next year we make a break with U.D.O. And now we start in November in South America the 40 years anniversary of the Balls to the Wall album. And that means I think we continue until the end of next year. I mean, there's already booking stuff and it goes very well, you know. So that means, of course, I play the whole Balls to the Wall album. And I'm really looking forward to this, you know. And I mean, also now I have Peter with me.
What do you love about having Peter back in the band?
Fantastic. We have a really good relationship. So when he left Accept in 2018, then we was working together on an album with the German army, you know, on a classic album, you know. We was writing songs together, and that was the first time we was working together again. And then the problem came for us when we had this Game Over tour in Europe. So the bass player what we had at this time felt very sick. So and then for me it was like, what I'm doing, I need a bass player who can do everything very quick. I was calling Peter. I asked him, can you help us on this tour? And then I think in South America, the bass player what we had before, he said, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm out of U.D.O. And then we were sitting there in a restaurant and I said, now we have to look for a new bass player. And Peter said, maybe I would love to join U.D.O. So here we go. And it's good. I mean, I'm really looking forward also, to work with him on the next U.D.O. album.
What inspired the title of your new album, Touchdown? Touchdown,
yeah. I mean, this is Touchdown. I mean, we didn't have a title for the album, And then we were sitting in, I think, in Sao Paulo at the airport, and there was a football game going on, and always you hear the song Touchdown. That's the title for the album. I mean, also we made also a touchdown, with the music, and it fits together.
Are you fans of American football?
Not really before, but then, okay, we get more and more into that. We had how you call it in English, a cooperation with the German football team from Cologne. And then, of course, you get more and more into that. And Peter was explaining us how everything works. Yeah, and now, I mean, I'm really looking, we have to getting bigger and bigger also in Europe.
What inspired the lyrics for the songs off Touchdown? Start off with Isolation Man.
Isolation Man, that was the Corona thing, That is, I was isolated on the pandemic stuff,
okay.
That's the lyrics about. And also, like, Fight for Your Right is like, the thing what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. For us, we try to make lyrics about what's going on in the world. Social things, political things, but we don't want to be a teacher and say, hey, you have to do like this. If somebody interesting in that, it's okay for us, but not, then it's also okay.
Double Dealers Club.
The Double Dealers Club, that's people, they get the money from some people having a good life, and then people lost all the money,
Yeah.
That's the meaning of the song.
Yeah, welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
Heroes of Freedom.
Heroes of Freedom, yeah. I mean, this is like, it was inspired by the Second World War. The Americans came over and the Russians came from the other side, and that was like the heroes of freedom. Especially the American was bringing the freedom back to especially Germany, and that's also a true story.
What is the secret to you staying healthy on tour?
Healthy on tour? That's a good question. I mean, I try to relax a lot, and if I have the chance to see something, then of course I go. But it's getting harder and harder. I mean, I saw nearly everything, but keep easy going. It's not like parties that it was in the 80s now. No. This is over. Also with 72 years old now, have to be easy going.
Well, you're blessed to be on the road. Your tours are crazy. You got date after date after date. I mean, you guys are like a machine.
Yeah, so that's they call me always like the German tank, keep going, and I mean, I don't have any problems with my voice. I think I'm really lucky with my voice, I mean, I do nothing special or something like that.
How did you feel 2021 under the moniker of the band Dirkschneider? The music video for Where Angels Fly goes viral with now 9 million views.
Yeah, I mean, that was
9 million.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like, that was made after the Corona time, pandemic time, that the medicine guys working in hospitals and this, and that was made for this, but also it was made for helping also the band. All the money what we did not making with this was going to our crew and the band, was more also a social thing. But it's a really fantastic, nice song.
That's a total blessing. How has having your son Sven playing drums in Udo changed your life?
Not changed my life, but it's a lot of fun, and he's now in the band next year, 10 years already, and he's a really good drummer, and now he's doing a lot of things also on the side. I mean, it's not like a father and son what we have on tour, it's more like a friendship, like he's a member of the band, and of course if we have some problem stuff to talk, then we do this in private, but the rest is really like the band goes on, and he's really into that, and he's doing a lot of stuff, so I'm really happy to have him with me.
What's next for you?
The 40-year Wall to the Wall anniversary tour, and I'm looking forward to this, and so far what we heard already is like that will be something.
If you believed there was a hell.
I don't know, is there a hell? Sometimes there's some hell around you, in the business.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing, I mean, the business is sometimes really like, come on, I mean, I'm so long in this business, and sometimes, things are coming up. And I said, what? But it's, if you're in this business, you have to, in a way, survive, you know.
Udo, it's been great having you on the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show.
Thank you.
All right, this is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show with Udo signing off.
The Blairing Out Show.